Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Napolitano.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I've been a Jeff M my whole life, and I wrote a little song about it. It's called Missin' Joe. Hope you like it. Well, I'm only high when I'm watching Joe. Just can't take another season, oh no. It's been so long since the Super Bowl. I'm missing Joe. I only hate the Jets when I'm missing Joe. I just can't take another season, oh no. It's been so long since the Super Bowl. I'm missing Joe. Missing Joe. And oh, now we drafted that kid from Mexico, and the Jet Nation all thought, here we go. Then he gave us that famous butt fumble, so we shipped him off to Philly, oh. Next we got a kid named Gino. I got another New York Italiano. Nope, he was African American. A pick six, you know. I'm always high when I'm watching Joe. Just can't take another season, oh no. It's been so long since the Super Bowl 1969, I'm missing Joe. I really like Fat Rex and his bravado, but after last year he had to go. Then that son of a bitch went to Buffalo. I hope that tattoo gives you blood poison, oh. I only hate the Jets cause I'm missing Joe. I just can't take another season, no. It's been so long since the Super Bowl. I'm missing Joe. I'm always high when I'm watching Joe. I just can't take another season, oh no. It's been so long since the Super Bowl. I'm missing Joe. Missing Joe. Come back, Joe.
You are listening to Sarge Approved. But you knew that, right? Because you clicked the button to listen to this thing. I'm Sarge, and I'm here with Frenzy. What's up, Frenzy? What up? We have a guest that I'm excited about. Mr. And I know I'm going to mess this up, and I hope I do. Dean Napolitano?
Yeah, man.
Did I get it?
That's right.
Nice.
Nailed it.
I was going to try a few different versions, you know. Napolitano.
Yeah.
I've had Napolitano, Neapolitan, but you nailed it.
Neapolitan. There you go. Napoleon.
Napolitano.
Napolitano. That's not good.
Beautiful. Dean Napolitano, comedian, actor, all-around talented man. Where are you coming
That's
to?
me.
Yeah, damn right it is. Where are you coming to us from tonight, Dean?
Tonight, well, actually, I'm living in basically Central Florida, a town called Deltona. Yeah, and silence is exactly what you get whenever you say that. So.
Deltona.
Yeah, I never heard of
it.
How do
you spell it?
It's between Orlando and Daytona.
Sounds made up. That's cool. He just just wasn't want his crazy stalker fans to know where he actually lives. That's understandable.
Yeah,
just make up a town.
So it's like Central Florida.
Deltona. Is that like...
Yeah, it's pretty much Central Florida toward Daytona, so it's like it's right in the middle of the state.
Deltona.
It's my parents retired here when I was in high school.
Okay.
So then, this is where I ended up coming and then moving to LA and back to New York and back to here. So
nice. And you're pretty close. I've seen a lot of the videos and stuff that you posted about your dad. You're pretty close with your dad. He's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I've
he
seen
is.
those.
I just went with him as because I messed up the time zone thing here. I didn't know if I was an hour ahead, I was behind. I don't know. And then my dad is 87, and So I'm staying at the house with him for a few months here. And, of course, right away when he thinks I messed it up, he wants to go eat. You want to go eat? And that's because at 87, it's just meals. That's your life. And I'm like, yeah, these guys, they're not. I think they messed up. The Sarge approved. I don't know what the hell the deal is here. Then I realized I'm the asshole. I fucked up. I'm an hour off.
No, you're fine.
Those damn time zones, that can be a tricky thing.
I video him all the time when he's not paying attention, and he hates it, but he loves it.
Cute.
What kind of stuff? What kind of videos are they doing? Is it like, what does it involve? Are you guys doing?
Well, he has really funny opinions because he's old school Italian. He grew up, in the 30s, 40s, and he, grew up in the Depression. Was in the military. He's Italian. And he's just says what he wants to say. My daughter calls him Pop Trump because he's hey, that's Pop Trump.
Just no filter.
So,
he has some of those. He has some of those old school ideals.
Old school. Yeah, he's a generational racist. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't mean nothing by it, but
right?
Black people, they were a little out of control.
Yeah.
Well, it was a different time, and it's hard. I imagine it would be hard to just like switch it off. That's how you grew up.
Well, you can't even get mad at an 87-year-old racist. I mean,
no,
really?
You can't.
It's like
you can't.
It's like there's something about it that's like adorable and funny at the same time. Like you can't even get upset at it.
You're exactly right. I saw him talking to a guy his age, a black guy in his 80s, at a gas station, and they were like buddies. And they're making fun of the young kids, and I'm like, these guys love each other, and I really feel like it's gotten the divide worse because we're so like you notice it in comedy clubs now. Like I do a bunch of black jokes that are hilarious in a positive way, but the white crowd actually gets uptight because they think you're going to say something like a Kramer, like Michael Richards.
Right.
So they don't want to laugh, but the black people are dying at it because it's hilarious and they get it. But the white audience is so afraid. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. I've been doing it 25 years. I've never seen anything like it.
Huh.
Yeah, those are the ones that seem to get the most uptight is the white people when you talk about other races. Like, ooh, don't say that. They're going to associate me with you.
They really.
They're going to get mad at you, and they're going to associate me with you because I'm also white.
Yeah, but they're also probably like mostly millennials that are doing that.
Well, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
I think it's beautiful that your grandpa and that old black dude.
His dad.
Grandpa. His dad, your dad, and that old black dude were able to come together over a common enemy, which is
millennials,
hipsters, damn kids today.
And I own two millennials. I own them. I have two kids myself, and I tell them all the time. You guys are douchebags. Right?
Yeah. Like, you need recognition for doing the things that you should just normally be doing as a mature adult human being. Like, you need to be recognized for it.
But it's hard to blame them, too, because they've grown up in a time that's completely different, even from the times we've grown up in. Like, from the day they were born, the internet was something that existed. When we were born, the internet didn't exist. Yeah. Well, I mean, it existed, but it wasn't, like, part of our, society,
it's totally different. I see both sides of it, I guess.
They don't know.
They don't know. How
old are you, Melissa?
I'm going to be 38 in July.
I'm going to be 34.
Okay.
So I'm a Gen X.
How old are you?
I'm a Gen Xer.
I'll be 34 in July.
Gen X.
So I'm like...
So Sarge is younger. Wow, all right. So 34. Jeez.
Yeah, I think you looked this up.
That's like an old bastard, man. Thanks a lot.
How old are you?
You're 47.
Well, you don't look 47.
Damn, you wear it well, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. I get that a lot, but I'm like, God damn, I feel old because, I don't even know what I am. Like, I was actually discussing this. So, Melissa, you're a Gen Xer.
Yep.
So and
aren't I technically a millennial? Didn't you look that up?
Yeah,
time?
You're based on your birth, the year that you were born.
I'm like right on the edge.
Yeah.
Which I get. I have like a millennial attitude sometimes, but
see, I think I qualify as an on the edge Gen Xer, but I'm like that 10 years is a big difference.
I consider myself like a hybrid, kind of like a blade. a daywalker. Like I can walk among both generations.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a superhero, so
a great
that's fine. So millennials are born from 77 to 95, but it's
What?
but
Millennials?
Okay.
that's
So you're a millennial then?
no, I'm not.
That's according to what you just read. You are.
This website is
95,
dumb.
okay.
No, that's not true.
That's a big gap. That covers all of the 80s, the last
No,
part of the
it's-
70s, and half of the 90s.
That can't be
No,
right.
that's
No.
not right. That's not right. I guess there's like the Lost Generation, which
You
is
must have got those cheap encyclopedias that some guy was selling.
the
It had all the-
Encyclopedia Browns.
It's like 12 letters.
You didn't get the good ones.
Okay, so baby boomers are 1960 to 1964, or mid 40s, and then ended from 60 to 64. Gen
cool,
Xers
not that.
are 70s to early 1980s. So I'm
So
totally
what
Gen
the hell
Xer.
am I? I'm 69.
So I'm a
so I
Gen
guess I'm a
Xer.
You're
Xer.
69?
So I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
You said Gen X was till mid 80s. I was born in 83. I'm a Gen Xer. What?
But then it also says millennials are early to mid 80s. So
So that's why I'm a hybrid.
now there's a Generation Z.
Nobody knows.
What is
Nobody
this? Generation Z is known as
Yeah,
the
I've heard
first
about that,
generation
yeah.
to not have experienced life without information and communications technology and social media.
That's the generation that's going to turn into zombies and eat everybody.
That's my son. That's my son. My daughter isn't that because she's 4 years back. But this kid doesn't know nothing but like, oh my god, it drives me nuts. It did until now, but like my father, he can't take it because he's looking in the microwave like it's freaking like he's FaceTime. He's got the microwave on high. I don't see that.
You kids and your fancy microwaves these
Right.
days.
My dad is going to be 64 in August, and he recently got a smartphone, and I had to help him.
geez.
I had to help him set it up, and I literally was like, I'm coming over and I'll help you, but you need to have like alcohol like waiting for me
Oh God,
in order
yeah, you do.
for this to be something that's happening. Oh man.
And they just don't get it.
No,
and
they
And they
don't.
try to text, and they touch one button, and 9 things pop up on the
Right.
screen. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm telling you, hit this.
And I'm like, so we need to set up an email for you. Do you have an email? He's like, no, I don't have an email. And I was like, okay, well, let's make you one, I guess. Let's make you a Gmail account.
That's pretty basic email. He doesn't even have email?
No,
You didn't have email?
No.
He said,
No
I
email.
guess in the 60s, if you didn't do it, you didn't do it.
no, he just never had one. No reason, I guess, to have one.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I'm kind of impressed.
Wouldn't that
I mean,
be nice?
That
Oh,
would be
my
nice.
God.
I mean, my dad was the guy that when I was in high school was like, we are not getting call waiting. I am not going to put someone that I'm talking to on
I
hold.
agree with your dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the rudest shit ever.
I am not going
I
to put
think
someone
that-
on hold that I am talking to ask them to wait and then reach over to somebody else and then tell them I'll call them back later. If it's busy, if the phone's
I
busy,
agree
they'll
with
just
him
call back.
100%. He's right. Unless you're on the fucking nuclear code and you got to take a call from the president, call waiting is not necessary.
Right? Yeah. He
But
he eventually gave in.
Doesn't call waiting send him to voicemail?
No, not back then. It just,
Well,
it
I
just
mean,
Answering machine?
oh yeah, answering machines were awesome. Pagers.
'Cause that would
you know
suck.
What? You know what's funny is my dad doesn't get answering machines. He thinks when he leaves a voicemail, like he'll call my cell phone, and he'll say, leave a message, and he'll go, Dino, pick up. Come on, guy. It's Dad. Pick up.
That's
What are you
Like
doing? Like he thinks
that you can hear him.
Hear him.
in the other room.
That's
Yes, and
awesome.
I'm like,
Oh,
it's
that's
a
great.
voicemail. I can't hear you. Come on, pick up.
Pick up.
Wouldn't that be cool if cell phones did that? That would be a neat little feature. If your cell phone was like an old school answering machine, when somebody left a voicemail, it would like turn on.
That might be $1 million idea.
Yeah,
right
it would turn speakerphone on your voicemail, and you'd hear your dad yell,
Right.
like, Dean, pick
No,
up.
I would hate that
Pick
because when I send someone's call to voicemail, that's because I don't want to hear their voice or talk to them at all. I don't want them to be able to like talk to me.
I don't know.
Got some issues there, huh?
I
Okay.
think,
Well, no.
I think I'm going to develop that app and just see how it goes.
Yeah.
You never know.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Somebody,
yeah.
Somebody will buy it. Dean's dad will buy it.
Yeah, maybe.
Your dad will buy
My
it.
dad would be like, now this is what I'm talking about. This is a good app.
That's how
but he
it
thinks he's
works.
got to eat it because he thinks it's an appetizer. The fat bastard. He doesn't. You say app to my dad, he has no. He's so. It's funny. At 87, they're just. He'll nod his head. Yep. An app. What's an app? I don't know.
I don't know. Does he eat dinner super early at like 5, or is he?
No, we were just going to go to. I swear to God, when I didn't realize, when I messed up the time, totally my fault. I'll take it on. I'm the idiot about what time we were doing the podcast, and I said, "Oh, I guess we're not doing this thing, Pop." He's like, "You want to go to Chili's?" And he'll go right down to Chili's. And of course, they got the 2-for-1s there, so I'm like, "Let's do it. I'll go." And then he'll start eating those chips and salsa like a freaking machine gun, and then he talks. He talks when he eats. He's got the pulse. And shit flies all over the damn booth. And I'm like, can you just not spit in the salsa? I mean, I don't even care about double dipping. I just don't want chips in the fucking salsa that was in your mouth.
Right? I don't need your saliva
I
with
sound
my
like
chips.
an asshole, but it's disgusting.
It's funny. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, one last thing I have to talk about the younger days. I've been watching Beverly Hills 90210 on Hulu.
Oh my God! I'm gonna take this opportunity to mix up some more cocktails and take a piss while you talk.
Yes.
about
Okay.
90210.
But
right.
and the only reason that I'm bringing this up is Brandon Walsh was working in the Peach Pit, and he would the payphone would always ring. And I mean, payphones these days, like they're. I remember
Payphones.
they kind of started to delete them from the scene, and then the ones that were still around, it was like they went up to like 50 cents to make a phone call.
Yeah, you could. It's like, who's going to do that, right?
Right. And then they just kind of started to disappear. But when I was in high school, we had pagers, and so that was like the thing. Like we'd be driving around, doing whatever, being super cool, probably smoking cigarettes and like doing whatever. And then we'd get a page from like the boys. There was a party. We'd have to pull over, find a payphone. Like they don't have that anymore.
You get a 911 page from your friend. Call me 911.
Yeah. Right.
What?
Yep. Or 187
The
was
worst
like,
was-
I hate you. Was like the 187.
Oh, that was I hate you?
Yeah. Well, I think
I hate-
that
oh
means
my
like
God, yeah.
in police talk that means like it's like if you get the radio call 187, it's like a murder call or whatever. So
No shit. I didn't know that.
and we had codes for
Damn, what neighborhood you grew up in? You grew up in Compton? Jesus.
no. No, that was just like we came up with all these different codes for paging. We actually had
That's great.
each number had a letter. So like 1 was ABC, 2 was DEF, and then you would text somebody this whole like 42 numbered long page, and then you'd have to decipher it. Like you needed like
So
the
basically,
decoder
you were
from
doing Morse
decoder
code.
ring?
yeah, you needed the decoder for like the Christmas story when he finds out it says drink Ovaltine and he's super pissed off. Like that was
Yeah, exactly.
that was
That's
our
so
code.
funny because
I haven't seen the
when
Christmas
you're
story.
in high school, you will figure out more ways to communicate.
Oh
and
yeah.
put your mind to deviant shit than just
Yep.
doing schoolwork.
Yep. Yeah, and my dad
funny.
would say that if you spent more time on your math homework than going out and trying to do stuff with people or getting ready in the morning, he's like, you'd probably have an A right now. And I was like, yeah, but I hate math.
Oh, it's
so,
crazy.
Yeah, math sucks, and
But
I
I
have
want to be a
friends.
deviant dad.
right?
Yeah, it's funny because the pagers was nuts because you're talking about 90210. I was actually going to move to L.A. in that time. I was acting in Florida, and my buddies and I had an agent. Your agent would contact you through your pager, and if you saw your agent's number pop up back in the day, it was like, holy shit, I got an audition. Not like today. It's so easy. And you hit like 7 lane, you go across all the traffic, cause like 3-car pileup.
Yeah.
You fucking fly off the off-ramp. You find that payphone. You get up there, you pop the quarter in, you search me for a quarter. You get your agent, you're like, hey, it's, and then you're real calm, like, hey, it's Dean, I just got your page, what's going on? Hey, we ran out of headshots. Can you stop by and drop off some resumes too?
We're like, that's
nothing.
it?
It's one.
I remember when I was a kid.
And then you're like, yeah, cool.
When I was a kid, I grew up in a little town in northern Minnesota, a tiny little town of like less than 1,000, and we had payphones, like period. I don't think they're there anymore. But
Like one
periodically,
payphone?
we had
I
a
mean,
couple
how many do you
payphones.
need for 1,000
There
people?
might have been a couple couple.
Two?
At least maybe two.
Okay.
And I remember when I was a kid, I could go to a payphone and I could call my house, and if I could hear my mom without putting any money in. You could dial a number, and my mom would answer, and I could hear her, but she couldn't hear me. But if I yelled loud enough into the receiver, she could just barely hear me. So I could get free phone calls that way.
Weird.
I don't know. I didn't.
No shit.
I remember one time I was messing
you could
around.
reverse the charges for a while. You could say, "Hey, can I reverse the charge?"
Right, or you could do the call collect.
Oh, she would not.
Go collect.
She wouldn't answer a collect.
And they would have to pay. I remember one time I was
that
in
was like
a
$1.
payphone.
That was like $2.
Yeah, yep. I was in a payphone, and I don't remember. I was like a little kid, and I remember just pushing. My mom was in Kmart or something, and I was like, "There's a phone booth. I'm gonna go play around in there." And I just ended up pushing all these buttons for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, all these quarters started flying out of the money thing,
You
and I was
jackpot?
like. Yeah, literally, probably $20 just started spewing out of it, and I was like, and then I kind of looked around, and I was like, I don't think that's right. That's probably not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Let me just put this in my pocket and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did, and then I told my mom about it, and she was like, "That's awesome."
Oh shit!
Tell me you took the quarters. You didn't leave
Oh
them.
yeah, I took them. Yep, I did.
You somehow stumbled upon some payphone hack.
I was like a
badass.
little hacker apparently. I don't know, weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great memory.
I know.
Of course, some Russian spy was executed because you hit the wrong fucking
Right?
digits.
Yeah.
Or someone from AT&T got fired.
Yeah, they're like, you're supposed to be in that phone booth at 3:00. Who's that little girl there?
Yep. Oh, funny. So you're obviously originally from New York, because we can tell by your accent, which I love, by the way.
Oh yeah. Thanks, especially after drinking a few drinks, I get a little New York.
It gets a little thicker.
It gets thick.
Oh God, yeah.
But how long have you lived in Florida?
Well, I grew up in New York I was there for 18, 19 years. My parents moved here when I was my senior in high school, so I stayed in New York for my senior year, moved here, hated Florida, moved back to New York till I was 21, then back to Florida, and then got married, had 2 kids. Found comedy and acting, and then I moved to Hollywood. And when I was 30 years old, 31, right around there, I did a showcase set in comedy for Tim Allen and Drew Carey's manager, the Messina Baker Entertainment Company, and they liked me and signed me. They wanted me to be their next sitcom guy when Tim Allen had his show on and Drew had his show. So it was a big time for me, and I was really excited. But I had a wife and 2 kids, and the pressure of that, and was kind of going back and forth, and then like every comedian, I got divorced, and then yeah, it sucked. But then actually, like a year and a half later, 2 years, my ex-wife wanted to get back together, and then we moved back to California as a family for 5-6 years, and things were great. And then the recession hit, which really fucked it all up. Mm-hmm. And came back to Florida then, and of course, it didn't work out. Real life shit, Mm-hmm. And raised my kids here. Well, raised them there and here. So my kids are like half Californian, half Floridian.
Okay.
And I'm best friends with my ex-wife. We get along great. We made that effort as a family. We still believe in our family. We just, in relationships, you don't work.
Right.
Yeah.
And but we got that, and she's honestly, my mom passed last year, and she loved my mom. And I think as you get older, you just realize there's people in your life that are just there to be there, and then there's people that shouldn't be in your life. So it's like, I don't know. For me and my journey, like I've had friends that have made it huge. I mean, I was in acting class with Chris Pine from Star Trek out in California, and he was a pretty good friend of mine for 3-4 years out there, and I worked on the first Star Trek, and another guy that played Judge Ito in the O.J. Simpson trials. We were all in acting class together. Kenny Choi, he's a huge actor, and
he was Lewis on.
Was he the one that was on that recent O.J. show with Cuba?
Yes, yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he
Lewis
was the
from
judge.
Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, I like that dude. He was a perfect choice for Judge Ito.
Yeah, that show,
God.
that series was amazing. Like I watched it and I was like,
it was
hooked.
great.
Yeah.
So good.
So you want to hear a perfect story about that guy? Because he's the perfect choice for that Asian character. We were best friends for a long time, really great friends. And we're still kind of friends, but we got into the biggest fight on Ventura Boulevard, probably like 2004. And he helped me get through my divorce, and I still love the guy. But I had an agent. I was going on a lot of pilot auditions, and he was actually working more than any of us in our group. And he got so mad at me one day, and he goes, "Yeah, you have the advantage because you're going on the reads that Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt are going on." And we were drunk, and we're walking on Ventura Boulevard. A couple of guys in their early 30s, Hollywood. Yeah. I go, "Advantage." I said, "You know who's fucking getting those parts? Brad Pitt and fucking Tom Cruise are getting those parts. Not Dean Napolitano. Nobody fucking knows me." And I go, "You're working your ass off." And then he got all pissed off, and he said to me, he goes, "You just," and he got, and we joke as comics. There's no racial bullshit, and he said to me, he goes, "Shut up, you stupid wop." I go, "What?" So I said to him, I go, "Fuck you, you gook." He goes, "You can't call me. Just call me a wop." I go, "You have any idea how bad this shit is?" And we're laughing and fighting, and we end up hashing it out, and I try to explain to him. He said to me, he said, "I have an advantage over him because as an Asian actor, he doesn't get to audition for the kind of shit I do." I said, "But I don't book it because they're hiring the stars."
Right.
I said, "You work more because there's less of a talent pool." He told me I was an idiot.
I was going to say the same thing. You're just another white guy. You can't get the Asian roles.
I'm just another white guy. Exactly. And I said to him, I said, "You have an advantage because in the pool of union actors, if you did a pie chart, 70% is white, and then maybe 8% was Asian at the time." I go, "You have such an advantage." He's like, "You don't know what you're talking about." It's like 3 years later, he comes up to me at a party. He's like, "Hey, you were right." I go, "What do you mean I was right?" He goes, "Yeah, I just talked to the guy playing Sulu on Star Trek." He goes, "Hey, isn't it great that we're Asian? We get all these opportunities," some shit like that. I go, "You motherfucker." and he admitted it, though. I had to give him credit because he admitted it to me. And we almost lost a friendship over that.
What a stupid way to lose a friendship,
we went
though.
to some diner
you went to the Peach Pit?
What's that?
You went to the Peach Pit and had a burger? A mega burger?
No, we didn't go to the Peach Pit. We went to some shitty little diner over in Studio City. Oh God,
that's awesome.
Hey,
but I had him and Chris Pine in my 240 square foot apartment after acting class one night, drinking, and because my place was the only place people could smoke at, because everybody else's place the neighbors would bitch in the apartments.
Yeah.
But I was living off of Tahunga in California. And it was like, you remember when what's his name killed his wife at Vitello's restaurant? The guy shot her in the parking lot and got away with it.
Who was that? Who the hell?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember the names though.
He had the bird in the series. It was oh shit. I'll think of it. But anyway,
Frenzy's
the restaurant
researching.
shot. Did you get it?
She's researching. She'll have it soon. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I lived right down the block from that restaurant in a back little apartment. It was 240 square feet, no bullshit.
That's a closet.
And I'd have the best parties there with all these actors. And, Chris Pine was nobody, Captain Kirk. He's in my fucking apartment. And him and I were pretty good friends. And he's eating my ramen noodles. And I had, it was like the shittiest apartment you could have in LA. A mushroom grew inside the apartment on my baseboard. I'm not bullshit.
Oh my God. Where did you live? What city did you live in?
You're probably still paying $1,000 a month for that closet, too.
What's that?
I said you're probably still paying $1,000 a month for that closet, too.
Oh my God. I was paying $700 a month for this piece of shit. Oh. And, it was Tahunga, Tujunga, Tahunga, and God, what was the cross street? Riverside, or something like that. Riverside. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Okay.
Or Tahunga and Ventura.
Okay. I moved to California when I was 21 for a year, and my address was 1037 5th Street. I was in Santa Monica.
Oh, I know where you are. I have 3 friends in Santa Monica.
There's like a Polly's little kind of cafe place, and then it was like a couple blocks from the Santa Monica Pier, like 3rd Street Promenade.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the hippies and the bohemian people were, and like
Yeah.
the freaking yoga
The pot
people. And I
smokers.
dated a girl that was down there, crazy yoga chick. Yeah.
Crazy yoga chick.
All them yoga chicks are crazy,
yoga
aren't they?
chicks are weird, man. I mean, yoga's great, but fucking come on with this shit.
The hardcore yoga chicks are the crazy ones.
Yeah.
They are. The casual yoga girl, love it. But the ones that are like,
Yeah.
you know,
Because
throwing rocks into
yoga
in a
is
sand pit and
legit.
praying to it.
Yeah.
Yoga definitely is legit, but those people that get
It definitely
really
is.
into it, the ones that get like obsessed with it, they get a little bit overboard sometimes.
Yeah. I do yoga, but not like a crazy person. Just like
Do you,
once
do, you
in a
do
while.
yoga, Melissa?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. But not like,
Are you like a?
no, I'm not like a weirdo
You're not like
one.
doing like yoga poses and shit everywhere you go. Like it's like the dudes that are
He's
like
doing
doing
it right
MMA
now.
moves everywhere. I've been in places where I see a guy like doing an MMA kick, just like stretching out the arm. Like, are you fucking serious?
The guy walking down the
You're not-
sidewalk doing
don't tell me
roundhouse
you're doing
kicks.
yoga.
I don't do
Yeah,
that.
middle of it.
Sometimes I'll stand in my kitchen and I'll do tree where
Yes.
I put my leg, one of my legs, like on my thigh, and I stand there. But that's
I've
just because it's
seen
comfortable.
I've seen you do that multiple
That's
times.
it, though. I don't do like weird.
Well, that's okay.
Poses.
I do that, and I don't even
Yeah.
know yoga. That's
Right.
a stretch, but you're in your house.
She's doing downward dog right now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but I see. I understand though. If you're at home and you're doing it, but when you're whipping out, like I was at, and I'm not going to name the comedian, and there's been like 3 or 4 of them where we're like before a show. It's like the asshole that does the golf swing in the middle.
Right.
I'm practicing my golf swing.
David
Are you
Letterman?
Fucking serious?
Yeah. Or
like
I,
you
Yeah,
know
like
what?
Letterman
You're a
does that.
douchebag.
yeah.
Don't-
Or it's like a comedian doing the Michael Phelps where he would like swing his arms all the way so that they clapped behind his back. That thing before the Olympics, like every time. Did you ever see him do that?
Yeah, we get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you're-
know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, like he obviously was stoned. Probably.
It's
I mean, I
it's
think
a
that.
douchebag
Yeah.
mating call. It's
Yeah.
a douchebag mating call. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, Michael Phelps. Let's be honest, won all those gold medals because he was stoned swimming.
what?
Come
Yeah.
on, of course
You
he
can't-
was. He was
Yes,
like,
he was.
You think marijuana makes you a badass Olympic
Maybe.
swimmer?
I don't
Dude, I guarantee
No, he's
you,
a
if I
swimmer, not a
calmed his
sprinter.
nerves, maybe.
No, a swimmer. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. But if I got stoned and then got into a pool, I would just sit there and wade water. I would
I don't
not be
know.
able to
Oh,
swim
yeah.
90 miles an hour.
He's
like
got
you.
he's got the skill though, so it like Dean said, like maybe it just calmed his nerves.
Maybe if he just a little bit.
Like you
just one
could do
little hit,
gymnastics
one
do
little
on
hit.
it.
I could see that. One little hit. Michael
Yeah,
Phelps
he
takes
couldn't do
one
that.
one toke and then jumps in that pool. I could see that. He just kind of zones out, and before he knows, he's like, "Oh shit, the race is
Yeah.
over."
Yeah, he
Oh,
just
I
has
won?
to be. He just
Sweet.
has to do the moves and be fast. It's not like he's doing a triple axel or like
He's got a bag of Doritos in one hand as he's
yeah.
fucking doing the butterfly stroke.
Swimming.
Oh, that's funny.
I gotta ask this.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
It's that show-off move I hate. Ugh.
Yeah,
Since
exactly.
you've been in Florida for quite a while, we've got a friend that is a Florida comedian. I'm curious if you've ever crossed paths with him. A little shout out, Larry Venturino. Have you heard of him?
Hi, Larry.
What's up, Larry?
Larry Venturino. No, I don't know him. That's crazy because I know a lot of the guys here, and
He-
he's Italian too. It sounds so.
Probably.
He does a lot at the Laugh-In Comedy Cafe, which
And where's that? Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, maybe I do know him because
He's-
I've done.
he's
the
the
last one,
host
like-
there.
Like I met him there. Maybe.
Yeah, he's the
Yes,
host.
yes,
he's
yes,
the
yes. I
he's the
have
dude
met
that
him
wears
before.
the
He's a nice guy.
what is it called? What are those hats
A
called?
hat.
No, it's not. It's like a kangaroo hat, but he wears it the normal way. You know what I'm talking about? The
Like the old man hat.
what the fuck are those called?
Old man hat.
It's like a beret, but not a beret.
It's an old man hat.
No, there's a name for it.
No, yeah. So it's stay away from that guy. He might punch you in the nuts.
Yeah, but Larry pulls that
it's
shit
like
No,
out.
the-
I think I do know who you're talking about. Actually, I think I met him once or twice down there hosting.
I just Googled old man hat and it came up.
Shut up. That's Larry Venturino
No way.
too.
Yes. The hat.
It's
the,
a Donegal.
like-
no.
all the hats are the same.
Herringbone?
It's like a
What the fuck's
I
it
don't know
called?
what it's called.
What
A
kind
flat cap. A rounded cap with a small stiff brim in front. It's also known as a cabbie cap.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the cabbie
He wears
cat.
them all
The cabbie
time.
cat.
It's called I'm bald as fuck. So let me throw this on my head.
I love old like little grandpas that wear those hats. Though they're cute. I just love
hell
old
yeah.
grandpas.
It's like certain guys can pull off a hat and certain guys can't. It's like,
Yes.
you know, you put a hat on, you go like, I look like a douche. I got to take this
It
off.
seems like
But,
more of a European thing, though, isn't it? That hat.
My grandpa used to wear a hat like that.
Which one?
And he looked good, right?
Yeah, he looked awesome. One of those.
I know,
Yeah.
but which grandpa?
Oh,
Because you have a European grandpa.
Yeah, I have a German. Well, I had a German grandpa,
Yeah,
and then I have an American grandpa.
got that look of like I've had a hard fucking life, so I
Yeah,
wear a cap.
the American grandpa
Okay.
wore that. The German grandpa never wore hats. He just did his hair.
You know, it's funny. It's like, and it's just because of the way it looked in the old days. I've been talking about this in my act a little bit only because a friend went on this thing called the Titanic Experience. And have you ever heard of this shit? They have one in
No.
Vegas and one in Florida. They're over, and you get to experience the Titanic. And
Like,
Like
they
hit an iceberg.
and yeah, they all wore. Well,
No,
yeah, well,
no, what they do is
like-
you sit on a couch nude and some guy draws you.
that would be actually cool. I would actually.
And then you have sex in
Well,
a
not
car.
a guy. I don't want a guy drawing me. I really don't care. You want to draw me? Then tell me. Go ahead. Draw me.
No, but this
Experience.
is an actual thing because I've been on the
No, I
Queen
told
Mary.
you this- go
Can you
ahead.
imagine if Leonardo
You're gonna
DiCaprio
what?
was sitting there drawing you nude?
No,
Oh,
he would not want to see that.
Leo actually shows up. They pay him millions of dollars to draw people nude
No.
for the Titanic
We just want you
experience.
sitting here drawing pictures.
Right. No, I've been on the Queen Mary in Long Beach before, and it's kind of, I guess, supposedly it's similar in size to what the Titanic was, except for like the smokestacks are less or something, and there's like a couple other things that are a little
it is,
different.
'cause
But
the Titanic now, shit. I mean, half of the all the Carnival cruise ships are bigger than that damn Titanic. But they have this exhibit. I think there's 3 of them across the country. You go in, and my buddy went in Vegas, and he came back. He goes, "I just went on the Titanic experience." I go, "Why would you spend $100 for that?" And so apparently, you go in, and you get a card, and it's a passenger that was on the fucking ship. Okay.
What?
And it's in black and white. This is no bullshit. It's in black and white.
Wow.
And in black and white, everybody looks like they're 58 years old and did 20 years hard time
Right.
back in the day.
Right.
And he goes, you get the picture of your guy or girl or whoever, and you go through the whole exhibit and you hear all the stuff, and then at the end of the cruise, you find out if you lived or died. How fucked up is that?
That's super weird. I don't like that.
Right?
Weird.
And he said to me after he went, he goes, you know what the weirdest thing was? This guy was the same age as me, but in the picture, he goes, he had like a hat on, and he looked weathered. He looked like he was 50 something, and this dude was 26.
What?
I go, really? Yeah. I mean, to me, it's just when guys wear hats back in the old days, they just look like real men. Today, we're just a bunch of pussies. We don't.
So
Yeah,
if,
Put
you
a
don't,
hat on, you look ridiculous.
if you don't wear a hat, you're a pussy.
Well, think about it. How many guys in The Godfather, Goodfellas, all those movies wear hats? None of them, unless you're like one of the drivers.
Because they had some sweet-ass hair.
They
Well, that's true. You're right.
they just wear pinky rings.
Can't cover up all that luscious hair.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they
when
never
you got
wear
you
hats,
got hair like that, you're like, bada boom, bada bing. Look at that hair.
right?
Capiche.
Oh, I love
you
gangster
see this
movies.
hair, sweetheart? This is how we want it. I don't know. It's like crazy. I don't know. It's like the hat. I just thought seeing everybody in the Titanic had a fucking hat on. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah, but back then people were
Hats.
like wearing hats to keep the sun out of their eyes and shit. You know?
yeah, they did, and it was
Like
a
they had-
status symbol too.
Yeah.
the top hats and the Lincoln hat.
Yeah, the top hats, those are even crazier.
So stupid. We should try to bring those back.
The
I'm gonna do it.
ascots.
I'm gonna bring back the top hat.
Oh fuck! I'd wear a top hat if people started whipping them out. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
The hat industry was huge back in the day. I watched a documentary on this shit where when hats went down, man, people were losing their asses that had hat companies and shit.
Really?
Nobody's buying hats anymore. It was a big business.
Where's all the people buying the hats? Where'd they go? Well, that's like there's a couple.
Exactly. No, I was gonna say like the baseball cap came and the top hats and all the expensive shit out the door.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the book with the bookmark. If you were in the bookmark making company, like a bookmark, the Nook comes along and fucks up your whole company.
Right.
If you got a bookmark company, though, you made some wrong decisions because you could use anything for a bookmark.
Maybe in the day,
Right, or a printing company. Even you don't have to pay someone else to print stuff for you. You can get business cards printed on Vistaprint or
how about
online.
Yes, exactly. Vistaprint is crazy.
anything? A fucking
Invitations
record
for
companies.
weddings, like birthdays, like whatever. Like printing companies are like far and few between now these days. Like
How about
Yeah, because
the CD or DVDs?
how
Fucking Blockbuster.
crazy- and honestly, just saying that it's crazy because as an actor and even a comedian, the residuals have died in this business because of, especially the new generations. They don't want to own anything. They want everything digital. They don't want to have it in their phone.
well, yeah,
They don't
like
want to have a
that's-
DVD collection.
right, and the whole like merch thing with comedians too. Like I feel like that having a DVD of stuff is a good little thing to have,
And
but most
It's a
people
great thing, but no one has DVD play. No one wants to play your DVD. No one wants a CD. Everybody in their cars now is doing,
It's-
MP3 in their phones and
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Yep.
damn near
And
obsolete.
you're like,
well,
well,
you have a computer in your smartphone now. You don't need to be at home to do all the shit that you used to have to do before.
Exactly.
You had to be at home and have, this device for this, type of thing you want to do. Now everything is on your smartphone. There's not much you can't do on a smartphone now.
I know, but I wish that like kids these days could be like, oh my gosh, have you heard the new whoever the latest song is on the radio? And this was back in the day
Right.
when like you used to have like the top 10 at 8 and it would play like all the popular songs. And then you knew you knew that this one song that you wanted to listen to that you were jamming to was going to be on. So you sat there in front of your boombox and
Casey
you put in a
Kasem.
tape
Casey
God.
Kasem.
and you
Rated.
you recorded that song on your boombox and you listened to it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And if you got the timing just right,
And
you were
had
like,
a freaking
heck
hit
yeah.
play and record right away.
Yes,
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
You had a fucking skill when back in the day. You had to have skill.
yes.
There's no skill today. These little bastards. I hate these kids today. I really fucking hate them.
It's like I hate my kids.
I love my kids, and I get so mad. I talk about it's a big part of my act because I'm so tired of these little bastards with all this power. They have so much power, these little shits.
It's hard to blame them, though, man, because I guarantee your dad and our dads, our parents were saying the same thing. These fucking kids.
No, my dad said, you have no fucking... If we went to McDonald's, 8 of us, you know what my dad said? Give me 8 hamburgers, 8 fries, and 8 Cokes. You don't have no fucking choice.
Yeah, that you get what you
I
get.
don't like onions on my cheeseburger. Shut the fuck up and eat it.
Right, right. There was
Sorry,
no
I get a little
there was
worked
no
up. My
Happy
childhood
Meal
was awful.
toys.
Yeah, but every generation, we're going to be the same. Our kids are going to be the same way. The generations after them, they're going to be complaining about how,
But what
they
are
got
gonna
shit
put
too
me
easy.
in?
Yeah, but like if you look at when we were kids, like in the summertime, I literally spent like probably 17 hours of the day outside riding my bike.
I know.
Going around,
No,
doing
Oh,
whatever.
my God.
I agree with you. I 100% agree, but I'm just saying, try to put yourself in their shoes. They don't know any better. They don't know, they'll never experience the life that we experience because it's just a totally different day and age. And it's
Yeah.
hard.
It's a totally different thing because they grew up in fear. They say, don't go out in the woods.
Yes.
You might get cut and get the Ebola virus.
Right.
Don't build a fort.
I know.
And Melissa, you just nailed it. I'm going to tell you because I heard something driving the other day and I almost crashed my car. They said the average prisoner spends more time outside than kids today under 10 years old.
It's
I
ridiculous.
couldn't believe it. And they would laugh and I go, this is sick.
It's the video game thing.
Like,
That's what it
because
is.
the parents don't want the kids
Yeah.
outside.
Yep. And it's maybe because parents now are just more like, go just play on your iPad. I got stuff to do or whatever. But
I don't think it's video games entirely because I remember I had video games when I was a kid, but I still played outside most of the time.
Yeah,
video
me
games
too.
weren't as
And
cool,
that's part
but
of
it's there's so
I think
many other
it's
things
fear.
besides video games.
yeah, I think it is fear too.
Social media, actual media.
Right. Well, I agree with you, Dean. I think that it is like when I was a kid, there was never like, oh, don't. It was for me. It was always be home by dark. Be home, or if I was
Yeah.
out during the
Be home
day,
by
be
dark.
home by dinner, and then I'd always eat dinner with my family, and then go out afterwards with my friends and ride our bikes around, be home by dark. And that was kind of, that
Totally.
was what we did, like, every day. And there was no...
It was awesome.
and there was no worry. Like, my parents were like, oh my God, where is she? Is
Yeah,
she?
I
Whatever.
didn't get kidnapped.
Oh my God!
We never used to lock our
There's 10 red
door.
dots in the neighborhood.
Yeah, right?
Same for me. I never got kidnapped or murdered, not even once when I was a kid.
Well, the thing is, the fear of that, because I read a statistic that you're more likely to get bit by an alligator or a shark than get grabbed by a predator. And I used to do a joke in my act saying, well, when my
Those are
ex-wife and
predators,
I
dude.
got back together, we moved to California. And this is a true story. We moved to Santa Clarita, California, had a top 10 school district in the country. And my ex-wife is great. I love her to death, but she was always very like, they're out to get her. They're out to get the kids. And the kids had everything. They had all the gear. She goes online to Predator.com, and she's like, oh, my God, there was like 15 red dots in the area. I go, what is this? She goes, every red dot's a sexual predator. I'm like, that is bullshit. I said to her, and I wrote a joke about it, saying, if we had those same people, if some guy came up to you when you were a kid, right, Melissa, hey, you want some candy? You were like, fuck off, pervert,
Yes.
you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And today, I go, the kids are like, what kind of candy is it? What do you got in that
Right.
pocket?
I just...
Fuck yeah, I want some candy.
I was just thinking about that. I was at a park, I remember, when I was like in like 6th grade, and some dude was like masturbating in front of the bathroom and like came up to my friend and I and like asked us to like touch his junk, and my girlfriend was like
No
going
shit.
to, and I was like,
Wait, what? How
no.
old are you?
Probably like 6th grade. And I was like, don't you dare do that. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to go. And like that's just like,
Wait, your girlfriend said what?
my girlfriend didn't say anything. She was just like in shock. I don't
thought
think she'd
that-
ever seen a penis before. I hadn't either,
But
obviously,
you do
but
it up to say, like,
but I
get
knew
the
that
fuck
that was
outta
not
here,
right, and I
weirdo.
was like, you don't get to just come up to us and be like that. Like, no, that's not happening right now.
Good for you.
Yeah, but that's what my parents like.
I don't know. The whole candy thing, though, I don't think that'll work these days because kids have easy access to
that's
candy.
a good
If
point.
some dude rolled up in a rape van and he was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of candy in the back," they're like, "Okay, I got a bunch of candy at home. Do you got an Xbox? If you got an Xbox in there, I'll jump in."
Yeah, they totally be in
That's
there.
another tag to my joke. Thank you very much. That's funny as fuck.
You can use that if you want.
But it's just being able to teach them about. But if they aren't spending time outside and like interacting with strangers, those conversations
Yes.
never come up. So, but if
They don't.
they don't. So they probably don't know how to react to something like that. Whereas when that's all that you did in the summertime every year, like that, you just have that
Yeah.
kind
Yeah, I
of
think-
more common sense.
I think kids these days are gonna be more. They're definitely gonna be lazier. And
They already are.
They're gonna be lazier than us. They're gonna be if the apocalypse happens, they're fucked. They're gonna die right away. They don't know how to. They're not gonna.
We might as well just push them out.
Yeah,
in front.
they're not gonna be able to
By
start
the
a
zombies
fire
and
or
save ourselves.
Yeah,
they're not going to make it. No
they
matter
can't
what.
take care of themselves. But I do think that they are way more informed than we ever were as children because they have things
absolutely.
like Google and social media, and they're just more in tune with what is going on in the rest of the world. And I also think
But I disagree because a lot of that stuff is bullshit too. Like it's not always true. Like
Right.
not everything on the internet is right.
Exactly. But when we
Yes.
were kids and we had a question about something, we had to ask an actual person and just hope that they actually knew what the fuck they were talking about. We didn't have Google.
And
We had the library.
You know
We
what?
had the
And
newspaper.
who the fuck says, how do you know there's not some wacko fucking programmer working the Google shit and going like, let me throw this in there. And when someone asks a question about, whatever ice cream, we're going to tell them if you're lactose intolerant. You don't fucking know. It's like back in the day you could bullshit so easy.
Yes.
And now people fact check you. They fact check you while you're talking. And you're like, this sucks.
Yeah. Well, even
But
just
you're
like
right.
sitting down as a family, like having dinner, and like I remember my dad reads the paper every day till this day and talks about stuff, and we still talk whenever I go over there. We talk about like news and did you hear about this or did you
Right.
see that? And that was like my family's thing. Like you have to be home for dinner. I don't care what you're doing. Like we're gonna sit down together as a
Same
family,
for
have
us,
dinner,
yep.
talk about what's going on. How is your day? Did you hear about this? The Vikings picked up whoever, like whatever it was.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's just different. Now it's families don't eat together anymore. They don't even maybe spend an hour of time together.
I agree with you. I read an article I think that said the demise of the family dinner is the demise of American society, and I think that's really true because no matter how busy you were and everybody's days were different, you got together and had that one core meal together. And I really think that's a big thing. And I made sure with my kids in California that was the thing I was big on was family dinner every night. I don't give a shit what's going on. If we ate late, we ate dinner together.
Yep.
And my kids are big on it now, and that's just passed down as tradition. But
yeah,
you know, you guys have kids. Do you guys both have kids?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a 7-year-old boy.
I got
Just
two
turned
kids.
7.
I got two kids. I got.
How old are yours?
I got a 10-year-old boy and almost a 2-year-old girl.
Oh wow! Well, somebody slipped one past the goalie 8 years later,
huh? Yeah. Just trying not to get that hat trick.
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like, oh god! Now that my kids are 23 and 19 this year,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh god, being at that age is so because it's awesome. But like 7 is awesome, and 10 actually, you know, kids are great. I mean, they're so funny.
Usually around 10 is when they start getting kind of shitty.
Well,
yeah, you know what? It's true
because they're becoming.
I don't know if your daughters.
They're
I don't know
becoming
if you have a
actual
daughter
people.
that's 10, but
No, I got a boy that's 10.
Okay, my daughter at like 13, 14. When they turn into women and they get their thing, that's when they're like, well, who the fuck is this?
Once they start becoming actual like people and figuring out who they are, you're like, damn, where'd this come from?
Yeah, you're not supposed to think. Just do what I say.
Yeah.
You think what I think.
Yeah. Like this morning, I woke up and my son was like, "Good morning, Mommy. Did you sleep good last night?" And I was like, "Who? What? Who are you? Like, stop growing up. Like, go back. What?"
Listen, I haven't had my coffee yet. Go away.
But it was cute. I'm like, you are becoming a little man. I don't like it.
Yeah, quit that
hilarious.
I want you to stay little forever. And the other day he goes, Mom, I wish you were in your 20s. And I was like, why? Because I look old?
You're like, me too.
Yeah, I said me too. And I was like, but why? Because I look old? And he's like, no, because I want you to live, because I want you to live longer. It's cute.
Oh,
I know.
Man.
I know. I'm never going to die. I'm going to live forever. And if I do die, I'm going to haunt you.
Then you should have faked like you died right then.
Yeah.
That's how sick I am. That's what I would have did. I just had a heart attack.
I just died.
Oh, shit.
God, we should probably talk a little bit about you, dude.
Oh shit!
We've already gotten to the point where we're not plugging in a commercial. We're gonna put that in at the end.
Okay.
Well,
I actually tell me what you want to know. Give me a.
Well, I'm gonna assume. And correct me if I'm wrong, that you got started in your current career path with comedy, and then acting kind of developed from there.
You know, I actually started with an acting class, and then got into comedy
after.
And it almost they're almost parallel. I was doing comedy and acting at the same time, and then I had and then I had some photographer approached me about modeling, and I thought that was like, ugh. I just wasn't comfortable with that shit.
I'm not douchey enough.
I was like, I feel weird, with this. And I had friends that were doing it. I was like, no, I like the comedy. And I was in Florida, and I did my first comedy set in Daytona Beach, and I won the contest. I had to do 3 minutes, and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And when I heard the first laugh, you just know. You're like, this is a powerful feeling. I've never done, drugs, but I've been like, is this what drugs feels like? People talk about, this is a drug. And, and then I got into acting, and I booked a couple jobs right away. And then I was ready to move to California when I was 23, and I ended up, my ex-wife and I ended up getting pregnant and having a baby. And it was like the best thing in the world because I love kids and I didn't move. And then I got the opportunity after doing comedy and struggles. I sent an audition tape with some acting credits to Messina Baker, who had Tim Allen, who had the number one show on TV at the time, Home Improvement. And they wanted to sign me, and I went to L.A., and it was fucking crazy. You know, I auditioned at the Improv on Melrose and destroyed it. And they were saying I was going to be the next big thing, you know, and that's how the business works, you know. I had guys that were opening for me or featuring for me briefly. Daniel Tosh was a Central Florida comic. You know, I used to go with him.
Oh, really?
He'd come with me, and then, oh my God, yeah, I knew that dude for a long time, and he was a cocky, arrogant fucker when he was an opener. You know what I mean? He was that guy. He's the real deal, and he's very smart and he had a marketing degree from UCF. And you meet all these people along the way, guys like Greg Hahn and Billy Gardell was a Florida comic who I knew who was on Mike and Molly. And, you know, and that's what I was saying. You see all these guys and their path and their journey. And I've never been that jealous guy. I've just been the one like, well, my path's different. You know, I also have 2 kids. None of those guys have kids.
Yeah.
Billy does now. But, you know, what was more important to me was the family thing. And my parents are older, and
well, and that's the thing. I always hate when I hear those stories about, and you hear it a lot, especially among like comedians, is when you have these comedians that they're kind of haters. You know, somebody they know gets their break, and they're like, well, why did he get this, and why not me? Like he's taking you know, they're acting as if this person is taking away something from them. It's like, no, why do you have to be jealous? Why can't you work together? Why can't you be happy for each other? Be supportive.
Instead of being competitive.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a competition necessarily.
I agree.
Especially because comedy is so much like I've always equated it to like, and this is one of the reasons why we did this podcast starting out, is because we were such fans of comedy, and that's the main guest that we have on the show. But it's like music. Like everyone has their own kind of music and things that they love about it and that they perform and whatever.
There's a million ways to do it.
Right. Like it doesn't mean that one way is wrong or one way is right.
And especially in this day and age, there is room for damn near everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
If you're good, if you really are good, then there's room. I mean, there is room. You don't have to like cut each other's throats to get where you want to be.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that happens.
It does, because they get so angry that they're not making the money. And then I still love it every minute of the day. I love every little room I do. I'm doing a room at a tap beer bar here by my house tomorrow, and I'm excited to do it. I got fans of mine coming out, but I'm bringing them out to see a guy named J.B. Burrow, who's a hilarious guy. Did a Kevin Hart special on Comedy Central, who's a friend.
Nice.
And this guy's hilarious. I'm still a fan of comedy. And I still enjoy the art of it. I don't get angry when someone's... Now, do I sit there and go like, God damn, I wish I was doing that right now? Yeah, of course. I would love to be in certain situations and have more money flying in. But when I see someone make it, I go, you know what? Their path, their ship came in, you know, and whether it happens for the next person or you or not, I don't think those are things you can control. You can only control your happiness of, I love what I do.
Right. Well,
and
but I also
for
think...
me,
No, go ahead.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, that's what I always go back on, is that, do I still love this more than anything else I could do? And I do. So I'm not worried about, the end game.
But that's the difference between you and other people that think like you versus the other ones that are just looking to make a buck, and maybe that's why they're not as successful, is because they're not in it because it's something that they're passionate about. Maybe at some point they were, or that changed, or maybe it just isn't something that they really are fulfilled by. It's just something that they want to do, and that's the difference.
Yeah, and now with social media, it's like you can become pseudo-famous so quickly with one little video, but you really don't have anything because there's no content. There was it's kind of an off-topic thing, but I watched this documentary last night on Netflix with this artist thing, and oh God, what the hell was it? Oh, it's a Netflix special. Shit, I'll send it to you guys in a message. But it was about street art that was being captured by a guy called the Brainwasher, the Brain something, and he was capturing street art all over London and New York and Miami, and then he ended up like copying all these guys' things. And he wasn't really an artist, but he ended up figuring out the business aspect of it, and he sold all his shit. And then people would ask him like, "Well, what was your inspiration behind this art?" And he couldn't answer it because he didn't do the struggle for 20 years or 15 years. He didn't really know. He made money, yeah. He was successful financially, but that guy wasn't really, an artist. Just like a comedian that, has a successful YouTube video or a Twitter account.
Yeah.
There's a great story about the most followed Twitter guy. He was on Kimmel, and he did a set on Kimmel, like the most watched Twitter guy in comedy. And he did a set on Kimmel and just fucking tanked it. He sucked live.
Really?
Yeah, he had some things to say on Twitter, but it's a different animal when you're in the elements of comedy and you're dealing with an audience and a mic and lights, and I don't know. I wouldn't give it up for nothing. I saw Daniel Tosh work. I had a conversation with Daniel Tosh in a car ride where he was just kind of getting to L.A., and we were driving down to a club in South Florida. And he called me and says, "Hey, look, I know you're not an MC, but he goes, I can get you in this club. I'm featuring. But the MC dropped out. You want to go? I'll drive." I was like, "Yeah, I'll go. Fuck it." And we were friends. I'm going to do a new club, make money. I have kids. On the way down, he said to me, he goes, "So what are your goals?" Because he's a very goal-oriented dude back then.
Yeah.
And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, what's your thing?" I go, "Well, I want to have the next, I want to have the next Italian sitcom. Like, they had Everybody Loves Raymond was the high sitcom. I said, I want to be the next one in that line. I said, I have one written out already. I have an idea for a pilot." And so I asked him, I said, "Well, what is your end game? What do you want to do?" He goes, "I want to take over for Letterman when he retires." That was his goal.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And he really did try. Yeah, he told me that verbatim. "I want to take over for Letterman when he retires. That's what I want to do."
That would have sucked, though.
And
he would. I don't think. I think that would have sucked if Daniel Tosh had a talk show set up like Letterman. I think he would have been.
It wasn't his venue.
He would have been way too constricted. Like, I think Tosh
Right.
0.0 is absolutely perfect for him because
lets him do what he wants.
Because you watch Tosh 0.0 and you listen to Daniel Tosh's stand up, and it's basically the same thing.
Exactly.
Like, he gets to be himself.
He has the venue where he can do what he wants. Mm-hmm. Whereas Letterman, and you talk to Letterman, even Letterman's hands are tied at times.
Right.
And I looked at Daniel that day. I was like, wow, man. And I really respect him because I always had my goals. I also was working with 2 kids and a wife. He was single, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. And I mean, I have another funny story about Tosh, classic at the Montreal Comedy Festival. But when he told me that he, knew exactly what he wanted, I was like, this guy is so goal-orientated and so focused. And, then he started blowing up, and I'd see him once in a while in L.A. at the Improv, and he was always nice to me. I can't say nothing bad. But he was a dick to people, though. He wasn't very nice to people. He was like a real dick. And I'd be like, I fucking hate that you treat people like shit. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
So I'd get mad at him, and I would tell his buddy Greg Hahn, who's good friends with him, I go, why the fuck is he so mean to people at show? Like, he'll just blows them off, and just, meanwhile, I'm the asshole that'll talk to somebody, for an hour after a show, because I'm like, oh, this person has got something good to say. I want to hear it.
Right. Yeah.
But then after 40 minutes, I'm a little tired. But, I just can't blow people off.
Yeah. No, I can't either.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
No. I like that you like watching the documentaries on Netflix. I pretty much use Netflix just for the documentary situation.
They've really been bringing it on the documentaries lately.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, man. Documentaries are awesome. There's a really good one called Cropsy that was on there for a while. It's like about a psycho wards and asylums. But
which one?
This one, it's called Cropsy.
Cropsy?
K-R-O... Cropsy, K or CROSPY. It's really spooky.
Okay.
But this one I watched last night was about artists. It's on Netflix now, and oh god, what the hell was the name of it? It's the name of the Banksy. It's called Banksy.
Banksy. Okay.
Cropsy is the other one, but Banksy is the one about artists, and it's so good. And when you see how this dude just hijacked street art and made money off of it, and then you see the real artists that were doing it for years and just expressing their political views in their art, and this fucker comes in and just makes bank on them, and they're all like, they do post interviews, and it's fucked up. You go like, this is how it works.
So he's a graffiti artist.
He makes money that way?
Graffiti artists. Well, yeah, these guys did, and actually even Banksy has like art deals, and he makes money. But it's like this dude named the Brainwasher. He ends up banking millions on it. It's really a good documentary.
What?
It's called Banksy, I think.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's good.
Huh.
I'll like it. Huh.
You've got. I got to ask you. I'm curious. You've got some. I was checking out your IMDb and stuff, and you've got some pretty notable credits on your page there.
Oh yeah.
Things like Army Wives and Transformers, the Dark of the Moon, and Burn Notice. Like the most popular. Burn Notice has got to be the most popular show that nobody's ever seen.
I've seen it.
You know what? That show, I get residuals on that. I did one episode, and I made more money on that as far as like little checks coming in all the time.
Mailbox
money?
money?
I did a scene with, what's that?
Mailbox money?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's great. You go in, you got $40, $30, $20. You know, it's great. I'm like, all right, let's go get a beer. And I had a whole day with Bruce Campbell by myself. We had a scene one-on-one. Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. That fucking guy. Favorite day ever as an actor on a set. Bruce Campbell, 100%. And I've worked comedy with Don Rickles, who was the best comic ever worked. I've done shows with Joan Rivers. I did like 20 shows with her. Bruce Campbell, picking his brain for a few minutes and asking him, I said, hey, man, I don't mean to do this. I said, can I be a fan? And he was kind of avoiding me. It was just him and I, and he was really nice. He gave me one of his waters, and I was just like, fuck, this guy, he's one of my favorite comedic actors, dramedy, comedy guy. I just looked at him, I was like, can I be a fan? He's like, absolutely, what's up? I said, I'm a stand-up comedian. I just got to ask you something. He goes, you're a stand-up comic? And he was so impressed with me. And I was like, fuck yeah, I got him. I got Bruce Campbell talking to me, and he's interested. And I just asked him about, like, his career and telling him about going to the movies and seeing him and how much it inspired me. And we talked about traveling and him pitching his book and how it's like living in a hotel. And really the coolest dude, man. Those are the things you don't forget. That's why I still love the business.
Let me ask you this: if you're a true fan of Bruce Campbell, did you watch The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.? Briscoe County Jr.
Dude. That's my mom's favorite show.
I love that show.
Fuck yeah!
It was like one or two seasons, and then it was gone, unfortunately. But I love that show.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that,
They
Frenzy?
talked about renewing it,
No.
and it was like weird because I even mentioned that to him. I talked about all of that shit.
That's so awesome. It was like back in Western
Adventures
days.
of Briscoe.
He was like a bounty hunter or something, and there was like weird shit would happen, like weird alien orbs, and I don't know, but it was kind of comedic in a way. Oh, it was beautiful. I love that show.
He was in all the Evil Dead movies too, wasn't he?
That's where he got his start. Was
all the
Dead
Evil
movies.
Deads. He wrote Evil Dead, I believe. He had a book tour going on. If he ever does a book tour, go to it. I hear they're awesome. He takes time and talks to everybody that comes, and it's just he's one of those guys. And they were in Miami at the time, and I was like, hey man, I invited him to my show, and I knew he was leaving, but I was like, I'd love you to come to a show, and he's a big fan of stand-up, but it was a one-time deal. But here's the thing: so many years ago, when I watched Army of Darkness and Evil Dead and all that, and I was getting into acting, I said, one day I'm going to work with Bruce Campbell. I'm going to work with that guy one day. Mm-hmm. When I booked Burn Notice, I thought I was working with the other guy that was the lead, the younger guy.
Yeah.
And boom, I find out, because I didn't watch the show at the time. I look at the show, I'm like, oh my God, I'm working with the fucking guy. I envisioned that shit years before it happened.
Weird.
And I said, I told Bruce Campbell that. I said, when I saw Army of Darkness in the movies and I wanted to be an actor, I said, I'm going to work with this guy someday.
Very cool.
And he's
That's
like, really?
badass.
Of course, everybody probably says that shit, but I'm like, no, this happens.
Right. I love it.
It's incredible. I love this business. I just love it. The journey, everything about it. And the comedy and acting. I like comedy better. because you're the writer, director, producer. But
Yeah.
acting's okay. It's fun.
Yeah.
But the comedy's the best.
Fuck yeah. That's definitely the beauty of it, is that you are 100% in control. You get to stand on a stage with a spotlight on you and a microphone in your hand, and you get to say whatever the fuck you want, and nobody else is allowed to talk. Everyone else is sitting in darkness, and you get to say what you want. And like they say that comedy, stand-up comedy, is the easiest, hardest job that you'll ever have.
Yes, that's exactly right. It's the easiest, hardest job. When you're up there, and and I'm at a point in my career where I don't really fear the silence. I actually enjoy silence. When a joke doesn't work, it makes me laugh.
Right.
So I did a showcase one time with all these actors. Like, I was at this agency in LA, probably the year before I left, and I was the one really working comic out of all of them. And the agency says, we're going to put up a showcase at the Improv, and we want all of our comedians to do 10 minutes each. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I get to the club at the Improv, and it's the world-famous Improv. It's one of the most famous clubs in the world. I get there, I go, okay, I look at the set list, I'm fucking last. I go, oh. They go, yeah, it's all the comics, and I knew some of them. They go, well, we thought you should headline. I go, let's cut the bullshit. I said, these are 10-minute sets. Nobody's headlining. I'm just a fucking guy closing the show. So I don't care. I'll go last because I'm not afraid of it. I said, but don't tell me I'm headlining. I said, everybody's doing 10 minutes.
Right.
So at the time, I used to wear like a black jacket with a black shirt and black pants. And I'm waiting forever to go up. And all the industry people in LA are at this show. Producers, directors, casting directors. I'm like at the bar, I'm having a drink, and I'm just sitting there, and some couple's getting into an argument, and she looks at me, she goes, excuse me, are you security? And I had a real short haircut, and I go, I'm sorry? She goes, are you security? I go, no, I'm not security, I'm a comedian. She goes, well, you look like security. And she goes to get the freaking front door guy. I'm like, so now I'm pissed off that I'm thinking, do I look like a fucking security guard? With this outfit?
I'm the translator.
You know what I mean? I'm like pissed.
You got inside your own head.
I did, and I get up on stage. I'm two people. I get in the room. They introduce me. I go up. I'm the last comic. I get up. My first thing out of my head is I go, look, I just gotta say this. I said to the audience, I go, I had a whole set planned out. I said, but I was just at the bar. I gotta ask you guys a question. Do I look like a security guard right now? And people are staring. And some chick in the front row with her boyfriend, she goes, it's your face.
What?
Just audience members. Yeah, she goes, it's your face. I go, what does that mean? She goes, you look like a cop. It's your face.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at her and I go, what is that to say to somebody? I go, do you go to bed with your guy tonight and go, it's your dick. It's too small. And when I tell you, this place was dead silent. And I just looked at her and I just went on with what I had to do. I did a 2-minute rant. I actually won them back for the last 5 minutes. I get off stage, and this girl comes up to me who had a great set. She goes, I got to tell you, I just want to get to that point. I go, what are you talking about? She goes, don't take this the wrong way, she said. She goes, but you said that, and no one laughed, and you didn't give a shit about that silence. I just want to get to that point. I said, well, I'm glad my shitty set can make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. That's got to be nice when you get to a point where you're confident and sure enough in yourself, being on stage there, where when you have those silent moments where you don't start sweating and freaking out like, oh shit. No.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the best because you've earned it.
Right. You've earned it, and the audience can tell. The audience can tell you're...
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody, but...
You have to earn it, right? Unless you're a complete sociopath where you don't feel feelings, you have to earn that shit, that feeling of confidence and experience.
Yeah, and I feel like I've gone to a bunch of open mic nights, and there's some where I'm like, they're like, maybe their jokes weren't that great, but their presence was awesome, and they just felt really comfortable and confident, and it didn't matter if it went well or not. They just, you could tell that they were just enjoying what they were doing. And then there's the ones...
enjoy what they're doing.
Yep, and then there's the ones that are like, they enjoy what they're doing, but they still are kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm shitting my pants right now.
Yes.
Whether the jokes go good or not, you know?
Knows.
Right.
Yeah.
The audience can sniff you out. They sniff out a
Like
face
right away.
Time.
There was this one time
man.
I went to an open mic night with Frenzy one time, and there was this comedian that was this open micer that was just bombing, and it was just complete silence. And Frenzy walked up on stage and gave the comedian a hug. She was like, "Aw."
I did not.
Come here. They're there.
It would be something that I would do, but I did not do that.
Okay.
Oh, that's fucking funny. I'm sorry.
She's like the mother bird. She just wants people to feel
Oh,
okay.
it's so good. Oh shit, that's funny.
Shit. You know
Comedy.
what? This we're well over an hour here. Should we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, we're like at an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Holy shit! Really?
I know. We could go for 2 more hours, especially with you,
Oh,
my
it's
friends.
fun, you know, telling the
Yeah.
stories about Tosh and the dude on the fucking Ventura Boulevard.
I love that.
I tell you what, I told my mother last year when she was in the hospital and all that, we would talk about it. She's like, please tell me you're going to write a story. Tell me you're going to write a book. I want you to write a book. I'm like, you know, you can't believe that I had Chris Pine, who's just in Wonder Woman. You know, he's top 5 fucking movie star right now. I still text him now and then. I'll say if I see something because he loves stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And this dude was in my 220 square foot apartment
Eating ramen
fucking
noodles.
soup out of my little shitty kitchen with a mushroom growing on the baseboard with Kenny Choi, Judge Ito smoking outside.
Yeah.
And, you know, who else? I don't even know who else was in this place. I mean, they jammed him in there. It was one of them things, you know. We got done with acting class, went to the bar, hung out.
I love
It was
it.
crazy. I mean,
yeah.
It's very cool.
Write a book, dude.
Very-
You write a book and we'll buy
I
it.
know.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
well,
I'll
I
actually buy
appreciate
like
it,
a
man.
paper copy too that I can touch. I won't buy it like electronically. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
the
don't
actual
like that
book.
shit.
Yeah, if I
Yeah, I like real books too. That's why I hate the Nooks, man.
Yeah.
You get a Nook. Remember the days where you carry a book and someone said, "Oh, you're reading George Orwell's 1984. It's a great book. You're reading this." Now it's
Yeah.
like, what are you reading? It's fucking. I can't tell because it's in digital form and it's closed up in your
Right.
lap.
And no one
Okay.
ever goes to libraries anymore. Which
No,
is
no
depressing.
talking points
It's a
anymore.
library.
Yeah, right. What's a library?
Sad.
I take my son to the library
It's sad.
often.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Show that kid how to work the Dewey Decimal System. Make him sweat.
I want to get him one of those do you remember those like little electronic things that were like the speak and see or the speak and spell? And then you would say like,
Yeah.
it'd be like butterfly. And then it would like talk to you.
Butterfly.
And they had like they had one for
Butterfly.
spelling, one for reading, one for math. They were so creepy.
Butterfly.
Yeah, like,
This is the worst voice
and it
ever.
would do the noise. I need to look this up right now.
Sound such a pain ass. What? I just
Speak and
butterfly.
spell.
I didn't catch nothing.
Yep. You need to put Kleenexes and a bottle of lotion next to your bed.
Or does not compute.
Knock on the door, Mom.
Please,
What do you
Mom,
do?
please
Start
do
saying
not
knock.
invade my privacy.
Do you think libraries have
Yeah.
become? Do you think libraries are going to die out eventually and become obsolete like
I do.
Blockbuster?
I think they will.
I do. I think eventually there'll be just
Damn.
digital shit. I believe
Fuck,
the
that'll be
movie
sad,
theaters will
dude.
be closed in 20 years. There'll be no movie theaters. That's my prediction.
Well, at least the movie, like, I don't know about where you are, but in Minnesota, we've got a lot of movie theaters that have the loungers where it's actually like a recliner.
Well, that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Less seats. Yes. You're right.
See,
They're making it more casual.
that's a
Yep.
good move. That's
And
a
that-
damn good move.
that's very
because
smart.
They
Smart
need it.
move.
You got these theaters that are getting those badass lounge chairs, those
Mm-hmm.
comfy lounge chairs that recline. You can just fucking fall
Yep.
asleep. But
It's actually not bad. I enjoyed it. I went with my sister in New York to one. I go, this is nice.
Yeah.
You can't go back once you get one of those luxury lounge chair theaters. You can't go
Yeah.
back to the normal fucking flip up.
These-
It's like
these
going from a
normal theaters
smartphone
suck,
back
and
to a
they
flip
don't make
phone.
money on the ticket anyway. They make the money on the concession. So
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
well, and a lot of these theaters are they're implementing like bars and little restaurants and,
yes,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I know.
You can bring a
So you might
fucking
be right. That
pizza.
might save.
You can bring your cocktail to the theater and sit down and drink whiskey cokes while you're watching a movie and
Yeah.
eat a fucking pizza.
Why
or
not?
whatever. I mean, they got to do it, and it's a great idea. I don't think theater is going to completely go away because every once in a while,
with that aspect
if the movie's worth it, and you got a nice comfy chair to sit in, and you can,
especially because you can. There's most like the theater by my house. There's an app where you can buy your ticket like 2 days before or the day of. You can pick which seat you want to sit in. So you basically
assigned seat, right?
Yep.
Right.
So you basically just show up, scan your app or give them your credit card, and then you just walk in. You don't have to sit there and get there early to get a good seat.
Yeah.
You bring a blanket,
that's nice.
like
have
nice. The whole thing. And then
what if
one night a week they do?
All right, way to throw my theory out the window.
Sorry. And then Tuesday nights they do. It's $5 movies all day.
You know what would be a cool idea? What if these movie theaters, they just closed up their actual brick and mortar buildings, right? And they went Netflix style, or Amazon style. And because if you go on Amazon or any of those movie apps, you don't get movies that are in theaters at the moment. You get them a little while after. What if these theaters, you have like Carmike, I don't know if that exists anywhere else besides Minnesota, but you have one of your big movie theaters, and they develop an app where when the movie would normally be in a theater before any other streaming device, they stream it on some app, and you get to watch it at home.
Yeah, I think Fire Stick does that already.
Who does?
I think I've
Fire
actually
Stick.
heard of them doing that.
Fire Stick.
I've heard that.
Fire Stick? I've never heard of that.
Too. Fire Stick.
Yeah, Fire Stick has movies that are in the theaters at the same time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a good idea.
But I mean, some people always like going to the theater. I like the theater.
Yeah, there's something about going to the theater.
I like it too. Get out of the fucking house.
There's something about smuggling in candy and... My mom was always like, we are not buying pop or candy from the movie theater.
No, that's where they get all their money.
I will buy you popcorn, but that is it. And so she'd always like smuggle in stuff. She'd like make me like do it, and I'm like, "You're making me commit a crime right now." And I was like, "I don't care. I'm getting candy."
Crime. It's not illegal. I'm not paying $12 for a bag of Twizzlers.
Right.
Hell no, man.
Just so you know,
everybody smuggles.
Right?
You pay full price. You're an idiot.
You know what's funny? The town I grew up in is called Blacktook, right? And I believe it is still currently the smallest town in Minnesota with a running movie theater. It is one screen.
With a what?
With an active movie theater.
Really?
The smallest town with a movie theater. It has one screen. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before.
One screen?
One screen. That theater has burned down at least like 4 or 5 times. And I'm pretty sure it's because...
But they won't quit. They're
every
time, giving up. They won't
right.
What I think it is every time there's a new owner that buys a place, eventually they're like, fuck, I gotta burn this place down and collect some insurance money. I'm not making any money.
This is awfully good. What's going on here?
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy.
But where was I going with that?
Oh, man.
It was the smallest movie theater in town. Like I don't even know where I was going with that. But it's still running.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, so I looked up the Speak and Spell, just so you know. The Speak and Spell has been in the ET. It was in ET. That's how we used to like communicate back home to actually get them to come pick them up. It was also in Toy Story.
That's right.
And when you bought a Speak and Spell back in '78, it was $50.
Holy shit!
To this day,
holy shit!
Yeah.
My cousins had it, and they were a little richer than us. Yeah, Speak and Spell.
And my mom got me one, but it was probably from like Goodwill or something, like a used one, and all the buttons didn't work good. But nowadays, if you wanted to buy one on eBay, it's like $180.
Are you
serious?
Oh my god!
Yep.
Well, the buttons didn't work. That's why I stutter.
Yeah. That's why I'm not so good at spelling.
I had to Speak and Spell with broken buttons. That's
but I didn't realize this either. They were made by Texas Instruments, which is like the stupid fucking calculator that I had to buy in high school to like make me learn trigonometry.
It's basically a calculator with a fucking speaker.
Those bastards had the corner on the market back then.
Man.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
They still do. Nobody else makes calculators. Great. Everyone's else like, fuck. Let's just let Texas Instruments have calculators.
Yeah, they have those like those those what are they, graph calculators?
I don't know.
The graph calculators.
I remember having one of those things, and 90% of the buttons on there, I didn't know what they did.
They didn't do anything. But here's the thing. I feel like you guys could use this. You probably aren't going to, but if I was a dude, if I was like trying to get, if I was trying to hit on a chick, I'd be like, you make me harder than trigonometry.
Keep talking.
Wah,
That's a good one.
wah,
Good man.
wah, wah.
Whatever, that's a good one.
It's good enough. Is what I'm saying.
That was good back in like 1990.
Well, that's because we're taking a trip back.
All right, we're going back in time. Some nostalgic.
You want to laugh? I just walked in the house. My dad just yelled, "Y'all done?" He's
Y'all
watching
done?
a movie from 1948 on the TV right now.
Oh, we should say hi to your dad quick. Can you put us on speakerphone?
Shit.
Is your dad? Yeah, your dad's there. We got to hear it.
What's
Yeah,
your
hang on,
dad's
I'll put him
name?
on speakerphone.
What's his name?
We got on pause for a minute. His name's, just call him Pops.
Pops. Okay.
What's up, Pops?
Hang on, I'm going to put you on speaker.
Okay.
They want to say hi to you because I told them so much about you. So hang on, can you hear it? Go ahead, he's listening.
What's up, Pops?
Hey, what's up, Pops? How are ya?
Oh, not much. I'm just taking it easy, watching TV.
Yeah, what you watching?
I'm watching an old cowboy movie. A
Ooh,
Western with John Wayne.
spaghetti
Damn
western.
Right. Damn right, John Wayne.
It's a spaghetti shooter, one of them shooter up spaghetti jobs.
Yeah, spaghetti
It's
jobs.
fun. It's good.
All right, tell your son
you know.
tell your son to go to bed, and we're gonna have you on as our guest for the rest of this episode.
Yeah, okay. So, how's it going with you guys? All right?
Good.
We're really good. Yeah, we're super good. Did
Still
you?
working out or what?
What's that?
Still working out. These are the podcast people I told you about.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you asked if they were.
Are you guys work out or are you what?
Do we work out?
Do we work out? Like lift weights?
Yeah, she does yoga.
Yeah.
Frenzy does yoga.
You do yoga?
Uh huh.
Yeah. A lot of kegels.
Tell her what you think of yoga.
I love yoga. I love it green. I love it in a bottle. I like all kinds of yoga. Oh, yoga. Oh, okay. You mean exercise. All right, sounds good, man.
It keeps you flexible. It's good. Did you guys go to Chili's tonight for dinner? Or did you not eat?
No, he was eating
All
chips.
right.
Nice talking to you guys.
All right, thanks, Pops.
Thanks, Pops. Nice talking to you. Have a great night.
Yep, just say, hey, pop the soda, and I'll be there.
Okay, perfect.
All right. If that don't get you some funny shit, that's
Oh my God.
hilarious.
He
yeah.
reminds me of
He reminds me of an older Dean Napolitano.
no that
Oh fuck!
but
That's what they said to me. They're like, "You're gonna be Pop." I'm like, "Shut the
Yep.
fuck up."
Yeah, you just wait, dude. You're gonna be that dude. You're gonna be Pop.
Well, I haven't really had a CD release. Like I did a CD years ago, and I just don't believe in the Louis C.K. tradition of you write a new album every year, you have a new album every year. I don't believe it's possible. He got that from George Carlin, and I think George Carlin sucked his last 10 years. But it's just my opinion. Every comic, in my opinion, has 3 to 4 good hours of shit, and then it's just recirculated crap that they've done or stuff that they've sponged off of other comics. And I just really, this is my thing. I've been doing it for 24 years, and I'm very hesitant to release anything. All these years, you get shit, kind of lifted, or it just gets done.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to retire my stuff with him because while he's still alive, I have a CD I want to release called "You Look Just Like Your Father" because I get that all the time. You look just like your father, and I go, he's fucking 87.
You know who
So,
your
I
dad
have
sounds like to
material.
me? He sounds like
What's that?
Rodney. Your dad sounds like Rodney Dangerfield to me a little bit.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
God,
He
yeah.
does a little bit.
Actually, he was in the beginning. He was in his acting voice because I have to sneak videotape him. Because
Yeah.
if I videotape him, and he knows it. He puts on a show.
Yeah.
But when he's not, when you sneak it, that's when he's his best, and he's fucking hilarious.
I
But if I don't
honestly,
catch him,
Yeah.
I
No,
honestly
he's not
thought when at the very beginning when we first started talking to him, I honestly thought it was you just doing a voice.
I know that's because he put on his voice. And then after a little bit, when I start joking and I go, no, they want to know this. Oh, wait, what? And then he said yogurt. Well, I drink some, I eat some. I go, no, yogurt. Not
Like
yogurt.
that
Yogurt.
Activia shit that Jamie Lee Curtis is eating.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Activia helps
Makes you
my
poop.
stomach.
Yeah.
The probiotics.
Right?
It's a trip. This is my life, man.
I love it. It's cute. All right, so if people wanna check you out, Dean, where can they find you?
Yes, please look me up on Facebook at Dean Napolitano, capital D. EAN Napolitano, Napolitano. Or if you just go on Facebook, I have two pages. I have my comedy page, which is a picture of my dad having me in a headlock, and we're both in suits. And then there's my regular page, which I post a lot of videos on. I don't know how this happened, but it's a smaller case, Dean Napolitano _ So you'll see them both.
Yeah.
And then also my website is Comic Ride, COMICRIDE.com, or DinoNapolitano.com, DEANO Napolitano, NAPOLITANO.com. And you can see there's a thing on there called Pop's Planet on my website, and there's all these videos of him. There's a funny one called I'm Famous on Facebook, where he thinks he's famous on Facebook because of all the videos I put up.
That's awesome.
It's fucking hilarious. If you watch it tonight and you watch his facial expressions since you just heard him, you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Yeah, I'm totally watching it as soon as we hang up.
Hell yeah.
I am famous.
I'm telling you, watch I'm Famous on Facebook and text me and tell me you're gonna laugh. Watch it 2 times because you're not gonna catch everything the first time. But he has a questionnaire on there that says "Ask Pops." So you can send him a message, and I get a message, and then this is something new.
Beautiful.
And I film the response. So
I love it.
It's yeah, he loves it, and I don't know much longer we'll have him. He's crazy. He'll probably live longer than I will, but
yeah, it sounds like that dude's got at least another 100 years on this planet.
He's good.
Oh yeah, he's outliving me.
That motherfucker's gonna live to be 200.
Right?
I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
He's
you've got shows. You got a show tomorrow night. You said, right?
Yes, tomorrow night I'm at the Draft House in Orange City, Florida, and then this weekend I'm in Sanford, Florida, at Bonkers Comedy Club at Otter's in Sanford, Otter's restaurant, and then Monday night I'm at Scores Gentlemen's Club in West Palm Beach, which is a fun show. Yeah, they do it up top.
Perfect, because we'll probably
Gentlemen's Club.
We'll probably post this next Monday.
What's that?
We'll probably post this next Monday, so that'll be perfect.
Oh, great. Okay, so next Monday will be perfect. And so then, so next Monday night I'm at Scores in West Palm, and then I'm at the Winner's Circle on Friday night in Lakeland, and then Saturday I head on a comedy cruise out of West Palm to the Bahamas for 5 days.
Oh, you're going on a cruise?
I'm jelly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 2-day cruises, so it's like 3 2-day cruises.
Where do you which cruise line?
It's God, what is it called? So it's a Celebrity something cruises. It's like an off-brand.
Oh, okay.
But it's a fun cruise. You go there and back. The food's good. The entertainment's good.
We had
pricing.
Emil Fry, the Fry Man. He's a cruise comedian. That's his main thing, and it sounds like a damn good time.
It's a good time. It's good money. I've only done 1 week, but I mean, it's not where I'm at right now because I want to do the clubs and I still want to do acting. So it's definitely good paying and a great job. But
it's better than having to take a cruise to Russia. Like, you at least get to go to like a beautiful place.
There's no
do
there cruises that go to Russia?
I don't think there's any that go to Russia, but maybe Iceland
Who the fuck would buy that ticket?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's cruises. There's cruises that go to like cold places.
I want to get in a boat and float by Moscow.
I'm gonna go to Russia.
I gotta go to Russia. I'm going to Siberia. Well, maybe there's like tiger excursions. I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds crazy. Yeah, we got this big boat, and we got tigers on it.
Yeah. No, they're not on it. You just get to see them.
That'd be a fun cruise.
Good God.
Oh, my God. We need to wrap this shit up. Yeah, this was fun, man. We had a great time.
Yeah, we did, too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And
thank you, guys.
Thank Pops for sharing
Yeah,
I
will.
With
I'll go in there and he's like, what's that going to be on? I'm like, holy shit. He'll drive me nuts. They may see it, may hear it. No, you got to hear it. What do you mean you got to hear it? You can't see it? Oh,
Oh, that's awesome. We'll make sure to do a shout out at the end of our ending. Of our outro.
Okay, cool.
We'll
yeah,
give a shout out
and
to
let
Pops.
me know everything, and then I'll share it on mine, and I'll share I'll share you guys' podcast. I'll tell people to sign up and all that shit because I think it's great. You guys are fun, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
We had a great time with you, brother. We really appreciate you sharing your evening with us.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for talking, and thanks for the interview. It was really fun.
Hell yeah!
Yay!
All right,
Okay,
man.
cool.
You have a good night. Tell Pops we said
All right.
what's up.
I will, man. And don't eat that yogurt too much.
Yeah.
Yogurt, all right?
Lay off the
care.
yogurt. All right, you too, Dean. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Boom. It's outro time, Frenzy.
Holy crap.
Holy crap, indeed. That was our guest, Dean Napolitano. That was a shitload of fun.
So much fun.
An entire load of shit full of fun.
Plus Pops got it in on the end, which I
I
love
know,
too.
it's badass. Pops is awesome.
Yeah, Pops is amazing.
What's up, Pops?
What's up, Pops?
Yeah, I had a blast with that. Dean Napolitano is one hilarious dude. Very, very fun to talk to. Easy to talk to. And definitely appreciate him sharing his time with us.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
great. And Pops.
And Pops. Thank you both.
Yes. All right. Let's. Who we got coming up in the month of June?
There's a few.
We have comedian Evan Weiss coming up on the 13th, which was a while ago now, because this is coming out on like the 20th of June.
Yeah, because we're slackers.
What happens? Look forward to it, though. You can still look forward to it.
Well, absolutely. It's summer in Minnesota. What do you expect
Better.
us to do?
But on Wednesday, June 21st, we are going to record with comedian Chad Daniels.
Oh, I'm so excited for that guy.
Yes, me too. Big fan of Chad Daniels. He's got like 4 albums out that I've listened to on like Spotify and stuff, and they're all legit. He's a national headliner. The dude is very funny.
Yes.
Big fan. Love
Very
that
funny.
Dude. Dude's awesome. And then following that up, the very next day on the 22nd, we have another 502 comedian,
Will Carey. Yay,
Yes.
Will. Excited to chat with him, too.
Damn right. And then we'll let you know what's going on the rest of the month. Don't get greedy, people.
Yeah, you just have to wait.
Should we get some shout-outs?
Yeah, let's do some shout-outs. So we've
All
got David Lawrence, who we just posted his episode recently. He's going to be performing at Dangerfields in New York City the night before Pride weekend.
Another 502 dude.
Yep, June 24th. David
Okay.
Lawrence, go check him out. Super funny, awesome,
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
very cool guy.
Super
yeah.
nice guy.
Yep.
And Dangerfield, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I know
So
he's
that'll
pumped
be
about that shit.
that'll be a good time for everybody.
Gotta give shout-outs to Larry Roberts.
Yes.
A very good friend of the show.
Lair Bear.
Love the Lair Bear. He just dropped episode 13 of his podcast, the Readily Random podcast, with Dr. Roland Rotz. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
It's the fidget spinner guy.
Yeah, he like wrote a book or something about fidget spinners.
Yeah.
We obviously don't have the details on that, but we want to give shout out. Go over to Readily Random on Facebook or readilyrandom.com and you can get all the deets on this episode, because you know how fidget spinners are like, they're the freaking craze right now.
Yeah, they're the best tour in America, apparently.
Yeah. And-
Also, listen to his other previous episodes as well.
Oh
too.
yeah. He's had some pretty cool
He's
guests
had
on.
really good guests on.
Darren Chase.
Darren, oh, you have like
I love
the.
Darren
You're
Chase.
still not doing the crazy bread thing though. Like, kind of
I
disappointed
know,
in
you
that
just
a
got to
little
keep
bit.
badgering him. Eventually he will.
Yeah, but he will.
He's got a show coming up on Wednesday, the 21st, in Hollywood at the Comedy Chow. Haven't heard of that one, but it's
I
in
feel
Hollywood.
like it should have box at the end of it.
Comedy
Just-
Chow box. What's that?
You don't know what
Is
chowing
that-
box is?
Is that some innuendo? Oh, go to the Comedy Chow box.
I just feel like that would make it better. But anyways,
Chow down out the box while you laugh.
that's fine.
Yeah, he's got a show at the Comedy Chow box.
No, it's not box. It's just Comedy Chow
at
in
8
Hollywood.
June 21st in Hollywood, and they've got a show there, a group of comedians, and it looks like Jamie Kennedy is headlining that one.
Nice.
So yeah, that
That'll
should be a
be
cool
good.
show. And of course, Darren Chase is one of our friends and a badass comedian.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that guy.
And a Minnesota dude.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Who else
I got David Gant.
David.
Who's a previous guest and friend of the show. I recently saw that the movie
Masterminds
is now on Netflix, so make sure to check that out because
definitely
his story is based on Zach Galifianakis' character. It's on that show, but he also is a big kind of fan and his new kind of passion is photography, and he has a new website. It's David Scott Gant Zenfolio.com. So you can check out his photography on that website.
Yeah, he's like making a business of it, and he's
yeah,
good at it.
He's got some gorgeous photos on there. So
Dude's got some skills.
I'm gonna order some and hang them in my living room, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I like it.
So yeah. So hey, David.
What's up, David?
And Christy, his wife.
And Christy,
hope you guys
yeah.
are doing well.
All right. What else we got? Anybody else? Is that it for shout-outs?
That's all we got. We don't have time for anybody else.
We're done. We got to end this thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where can people find us?
On our website.
SargeApproved.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can find our episodes and us on Twitter.
YouTube.
You're on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter at Melissa Frenzy.
Yes. We're on, YouTube, Spreaker,
Instagram.
iTunes. You're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram at Melissa Frenzy.
Google Play Music, you were saying?
Yep. Stitcher.
Yes.
Spreaker.
Spreaker, said that one. And we're on a bunch of different podcast platforms. Those are the main ones, the big boys. But type Sarge Approved into your little browser and you'll find us. I guarantee it. We're everywhere.
Yeah, and make sure to check out our sponsor, National Survival Center.
Yes.
They've got lots of good things you can buy for zombie apocalypses that are going to happen. Camping, outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you keep copying everything that I say?
Because I think we've done this a few times.
No, just like once or twice.
Yeah,
go check them out. They've got pretty much free shipping on everything except for survival food.
Yeah.
And it's veteran owned, which we love too.
Fuck yeah.
And they're going to beat pretty much any big box store price that's out there. So check them out.
NationalSurvivalCenter.com. Survive, don't suffer.
Don't suffer, don't do it.
That's their motto.
Yep.
All right. We are going to play this episode out with a song by Mark Castle. This song is ridiculous, but it's funny. And I think Dean Napolitano will appreciate it.
Oh, he will.
And its ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Mark Castle with a song called Race Car Sex.
It's super silly, but really good.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
Race car sex, Mark Castle. Yeah, listen to this.
Pick me up in your race car. Let's have sex in your race car. Make me scream in your race car. Let's make a shout in your race car.
I was driving around in circles, and I was looking for you. I couldn't find you, baby, so I knew what I had to do.
I took my search to the highway. We're gonna do things my way.
You wanna take a ride tonight? You wanna rev me up tonight?
Pick me up in your race car. Let's have sex in your race car. Make me scream in your race car. Let's make a shout in your race car.
Baby, your car is sexy. You should race professionally. You're so good at it, baby. Let's make love obsessively.
I really need to find you. I gotta find my boo-boo.
You wanna take a ride tonight? You wanna rev me up tonight?
Pick me up in your race car. Let's have sex in your race car. Make it scream. Make it scream. You wanna take a ride tonight? You wanna wrap me up tonight? Will you pick me up, baby? Protected, of course. Not too loud. Okay, I'm gonna change the pitch back. Pick me up in your